there has been a lot of change in my life, a lot of change. And a few weeks back, I was checking in on myself, like, Lindo, how is your heart? Because I was really struggling. I got to the root of my struggle. Hello and welcome to How's Your Heart podcast. Igama lami nguLindo Kuhle. It is Lindo for short. Welcome to yet another episode. Boo, 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 boo. It's so nice to have you back. Thank you for joining me yet again. Today I'm riding solo. Matt is not here. I'm riding solo. I'm riding solo. So today we are going to talk about a topic that has been in my heart. There was a lot of things that were happening in my life, and just had to check in with myself. And one of the things that I just not found out, but one of the things that I was dealing with was navigating change, and that impacted my emotional well-being, my mental health. Physically, I was tired. I'm still very tired. So I thought, why not talk about this, because this is something that I am going through right now. There's been a few things that I've learned over the years in dealing with change, and things that I'm navigating right now that I think would be helpful to someone else. So I'll be talking about change. What if I told you that in the last 20 months, I have relocated to a different country that I had never traveled to, I had never visited. I have changed jobs twice in the last, 20 months. I have moved homes twice as well. And I have been in a relationship that didn't work out. So there's a lot of change, and how that impacts your emotional well-being, whether positively but very much negatively as well. So I've got a few notes that I wrote down because I didn't want to forget anything. And I hope I just do justice to the topic, while sharing my own experiences. So, first of all, relocating. I spoke about this in the Do It Afraid episode. I think that's episode 2. I spoke about just the faith that I had in moving to this country. I now live in London from South Africa. I had never been outside of South Africa before then, and this was my first international trip, and I was going to live in this country. So I was very excited, so full of hope and a bit of naivety, but just so full of hope and so like ready for a challenge, ready for the change. And it was great. It was great. I was meeting a lot of new people. I was experiencing different things. I didn't have much expectation for this change, but I felt in my spirit that I was ready to make the move and to embrace the change in my life. So now, around 15 months, um, probably after a year, the novelty of being in a new place started wearing off. It just, the honeymoon phase had just ended. It had ended. I think after a year, I realized that I had been so hard on myself in just kind of forcing myself to not be homesick, not to feel like, so, because I felt like maybe that's going to make me feel like a failure, or it's going to make me feel like, you know um maybe I want to go back, and I just wanted to go through the seasons in this new country and experience all the seasons, and kind of settle and be grounded, because this is where I want to live, and this is where I want to have a family. So when I started having these feelings of just, oh my God, I am feeling lonely, and I am missing my family. I At first I didn't want to acknowledge those feelings because it almost felt like, okay, am I failing? Am I saying this is not the right decision for myself? Did I not make the right decision? So you start questioning things. You start questioning whether this is the best thing for you, whether this was, even though you had put in some thought, is this the best thing? Should I still continue? And I had those feelings, and I was one of the people that was so positive. Um, my family had given me well wishes to just stay as long as I wanted, to not feel forced or feel the pressure of going back home too soon, to just embrace the culture and the change. But I think with that, I was very like on the go all the time. I was meeting new people. I probably wasn't home much of the weekends because I wanted to fill up my time so much that I was not avoiding. This is not just avoiding, but I was just so happy and hopeful and experiencing different things. But when it hit me, it's not like those things were not true, or I was pretending, or I was, I was forcing this lifestyle. It genuinely what I was at a point where now this choice of relocating is now my life. This is my life. And now I have to get into routine. I can't be going out every weekend. So now yeah, you start to question the wisdom of your decision, and okay, what does it mean to be in this new place? Yes, I had the vision when I came, but I don't know. I spent the last year trying to make sure that I am settled, but now I kind of settled. What is my purpose in this new place? What is my purpose? What am I supposed to be doing? And yeah, that's the kind of questions that I had. And the other one was changing jobs. So when I moved to the UK, I moved because I was changing jobs. And then within 15 months, I changed to another job. Not only was I changing jobs, I was changing my career. I was going to a different field. So also that brought about very much feelings of excitement and doing new things. I am sorry. I am ready for a challenge, for change as well, because my vision or my plan, sorry, my plan was to spend a year where I was the job that I had when I moved to this side, spend a year and then look for something outside of that. So this was my plan. I had planned to move after a year. It took a bit longer, 15 months. I moved to another job. So there was a lot of excitement, growth, opportunities, but life needs a balance. It needs a balance. There were negative um there were negative impacts of the change as well. The anxiety of starting a new job, feeling inadequate in that new job because this is a different field. It's outside of my comfort zone, what I've been doing for the past 4 years at the time, and now I'm in a new space with new people. The anxiety of making friends, um, company culture, um, yeah, just feelings of loneliness and isolation because the friends that I had made in my previous job, now I didn't have that kind of support in this new job. Um, it just learning new things in the job as well brought about anxiety. To top it all off, I I I then moved apartments. I moved apartments because I was like, I am grown up. I don't want to share. I want to live by myself. And I think it is time. I had never lived by myself before. I had always been at home or living with a partner. And now I was all on my own. Um, so all of these changes for a small girl like me, all of these changes were just so overwhelming, so overwhelming for me. That I started feeling like, oh my God, did did I make the bad choices? Should I have not moved so soon? Like you start questioning everything that you've been doing, and I realized that it is not healthy. The change that I've gone through, and yes, I said to top it all off, I had a relationship, and it didn't work out, but not because of anything like dramatic. It just we're just not aligned, and it just didn't work out. And I think because a relationship provides you that support, it provides you that sense of belonging. And I was spending a lot of time with this person, and now all of a sudden I'm back on my own, um, yet again, and it was a lot. It was a lot. I think I'm still processing, just going through all these emotions, and um, where it finally dawned on me that you know what, you just don't. It's not a bad life. It's not. Um, it's warranted that your mental health and your emotional well-being is the way it is. There's just been so much change, and with change you can prepare so much. You prepare, you know this is this, you think about how this thing is going to change your life, whatever that decision is. You think about, you do a lot of research. You you listen to podcasts, you share your experiences with other people. You do everything humanly possible to make sure that the transition and the change is as smooth as possible, but you can never truly prepare for when it actually happens. That's something that you cannot do, because there's a lot of factors that influence or impact that decision. That one decision influences everything else around your life. So that's what I found. I was like so down and out. I was feeling it physically, like I'm tired. I just don't want to do anything anymore. And past that point, that 15 months, um, I just felt like, you know what, I can't do this. I can't make decisions. I cannot make decisions. I started, you know, cooking for the whole week so that I don't have to make decisions. Planning my outfits, which was very difficult to do because there's just the strain that you are going through emotionally, mentally, physically. There's just emotional strain. So that's been my experience with just navigating change. And I mean the positive things that come with it as well. I mean, when I relocated, I I saw the growth in me in terms of just how I approach people. I was never someone who just, sparks up conversations with strangers. So I like, and it's almost like I took a different personality when I came this side, because I knew in order for me to make connections, I needed to speak, I needed to talk to people, be interested in other people. So in terms of that side, I made so many friends, close friends now, um, that I know I can rely on, that are my support system. But yeah, and growing personally, developing, being able to be by yourself and be independent, emotionally as well. It's not like I'm calling my mom every day, like, my friends every day that are back home. I'm able to be more, more independent financially, emotionally. um, and just growing the relationships with my parents as well, because now they are my go-to. When something happens, I'm calling them, I'm telling them, you know what, this relationship didn't work. And you know what, when you get older, your best friends start becoming your parents start becoming your best friends. That's when you know, like, it's going downhill. But no, it's not going downhill. It's actually a good thing to have. Like, I've grown so much. My relationship with my parents have grown so much as well. They probably know what, like, how I'm feeling, how's my heart. They know, like, my mental emotional well being, where I'm at when I'm not feeling great. They know. I also friends that are calling like 2 hour long calls. They are checking up on me. I'm finding out how what's happening in their lives. So in terms of that growth, also I said I started a new job, which is a dream come true. When I moved to London, um, people would say to me, "Oh, it's difficult to get a visa for a job outside of audit." I had been doing audit; it's difficult, but for me, it was a very easy transition. While trying to find a job, it was somewhat easy, but I contribute that to God's work. So things like that, where there's so much growth and so much opportunities, having access to like travel and financial independence, so it's not all doom and gloom. There are positive things that have happened in my life that are due to change. Um, but it's just about embracing that change and being honest enough to say, okay, yes, this is what I want. I know this is what I want. I've thought about it, but right now I don't feel so great. And that's what I struggled with. So I thought about just um, looking up how, like, what is the average, um, like, how many times people change their jobs, how many times people change apartments, their homes, and just kind of comparing myself to that. So the average is a person will change their jobs, um, 3 to 5 years after they have spent 3 to 5 years in that job. And I have been working for 7 years. I've changed my job 4 times in that 7 year span. That is a lot. Um, People change apartments or homes um, after a decade, or if it is apartments, if they stay, if they have signed a 1 year lease, they're likely to stay in that apartment from for 2 to 3 years. They're likely to stay in that apartment. If they have signed a year lease, they are likely to stay there. And people, in terms of relocating, people relocate to major cities in their countries or states. It's not um, no like it's not a normal thing for people to move to different countries. So already comparing myself to the average person, that is a lot of change for one person. That is a lot of change. It is taxing to all aspects of your life. Financially, it is taxing. There's a lot of things that you need to be doing, a lot of things that you need to put in place when you're moving house or when you're relocating. There's a lot of financial burden that comes with that. So, yeah, that has been my experience, and um, I thought to just write down like the lessons that I've learned over these past two to this past 2 years or a few months. And one lesson is that it is okay to have all the feelings and to go through the motions. It is okay. You don't have to soldier on. You don't have to um, pretend like you're okay. You don't have to. It is okay. Allow those emotions because emotions are indications of underlying things. They just indicate to you that there's something deeper that is wrong or that you need to address. So, yeah, don't wallow in the emotions. Try and find out, okay, I'm feeling like this. Why am I feeling like this? How do I address that? Okay. So it is completely okay. And as I said, that's something that I did not allow myself to go through. So that is okay. Number two, um, as long as you have made considerations before the change, um, just trying to read my writing here. Okay, as long as you have made considerations before the change, you don't have to blame yourself for it not working. Whatever that change was, if it didn't work out and you see that it's not working out, don't blame yourself and go back to your plan and start, you know, and start like questioning, did I miss something? And all of this. You've made the considerations with all the information that you had at the time. It's okay when it doesn't work out, especially when it comes to a relationship. You meet someone and you learn their character, you learn them, and you make decisions that about that person or that relationship at the time. And when it doesn't work out, it is fine. It's fine to just let it go and know that this it's not working out, it's not for me. It's okay to let go and trust that when you get new information, it's not that you failed, it's new information that you didn't have at the time. So take that new information, adapt your plan. And that's where it takes to my third point: be flexible to change your mind. Adapt, adapt, adapt. Be flexible. If there's something you didn't know in January that you know now, even if it's March, take that new information and adapt your plan. Like we need to be adapting. It's not like you are changing all the time, but you need to adapt to new information, because if you don't do that, that's gonna just cause you frustration, because now you're constantly going back to your original plan, like why is it not working, while you have new information about whatever decision that you have to make. It is okay. Just be adaptable, be flexible. Just make sure that you are, do that analysis of, okay, this didn't work out. Now I have this information. How can I best use it to make sure that I still continue to reach my destination or to reach my vision? The fourth thing is keep your support structure and have people that you process this change with. One of the best things that I have in my life is relationships. I think the biggest asset that I have is relationships. I nurture my relationships. I invest in my relationships, whether it's my family, it's my friends from back home, it's the friends that I've made here. I invest in my relationships. And whenever I go through something, yes, I'll take time to just process it by myself, but I'll ask someone, what do you think about this? Maybe someone has gone through that. Just have your support. Don't isolate yourself. My pastor said to me, he said to me, and this is when it dawned on me that, I need my family. He said to me, Lindo, everything that you're explaining, the feelings of isolation, the feelings of just feeling anxious all the time, uncertainty, and all that anxiety, it's because you need family. It's just something that, I hope I can get it here because I wrote it down. But anyway, he was just, revealing something to me that, um, I had not really understood, because I was like, I'm going, and yes, I have friends, and he was like, you need your family. Right now, what you're feeling, what you're explaining is you just need somewhere to belong. You need to just be surrounded by love. You need you just need family. And yes, friends are great, but your family is what holds you. They're supporting you in whatever decision that you're making. And that's when I got to this point of just embracing the feeling of missing my family, because I was just so hard on myself, and just feeling like, no, you just need to push through. You are old enough now. You don't, not that you don't need your family, but this is your life. But it doesn't mean that you have to be physically there with your family, but allow your family in. And that's, sorry, that's what like the resolution that I got to. And that's why now my relationship with my parents is so much different, because I tell them everything. This is what I'm going through. This is the support that I need. um Funny thing is, I called them up when I was somewhere and I needed money. And this is, I had never I had never like asked my parents for money, like explicitly asked them for money. Even when I was younger, I'm someone that just was happy with whatever I had. And now I had to, because I was like, there's no way I'm going to friends to ask for money. Like, yes, friends are great, as I said, but I just calling them and just saying, hey, I need your help. Like, even knowing that maybe they might not have, and um, maybe I would have had to look for another plan. But I think there's beauty in just being able to call on your parents and just say, hey, this is what I need. Because I think for me, I had carried the burden of just, oh, I'm a professional and I probably earn this much, and now I can't go back home, or I can't ask my parents for financial help. But your parents will, they will move mountains for you. They will move mountains for you. And I think as young professionals, we have that savior complex. So because maybe we were never, I don't know, I don't know how to explain it, but all I'm trying to say is your support system, your parents, your guardians, they're there, they want to help. And that brings me to my last point, which is be kind yourself and be kind to yourself and ask for help if you need it. Whether it's a job, in your job, or finding out how other people have experienced something, just ask for help. Ask for help. Don't die alone, especially when you're going through all these changes in your life. I know there's times where you feel like, oh, I don't want to talk about this. Who do I talk to about this? Or like, maybe no one's gonna understand. I don't want to show people where I'm at, or um how will people look at me now that I'm making another change. People want to help you. They want to help you. Like, there are people that that would get offended that you didn't ask help from them, and you are here drowning and isolating yourself, and it's just not healthy. It's just not healthy. So ask for help, and trust me, even if you feel like no one around you understand, there's always someone that's ready to help you. So those are the my lessons over the past, what, year to 2 years. I hope that helps. I really hope that helps. It took me a long time to get to a position of just being able to attribute um where I was mentally, physically, emotionally, like, and even financially, like, it just being in a bad state of finances, and just attributing that to change. Like, change impacts a lot of things in your life, and you will start blaming other things. But if you can just be like, you know what, this is because of this is because of this change in my life, and I'm going to just be kind to myself and let it just play out. But if I have new information, I'm just going to change. It's okay. You are okay. You're probably doing better than you think that you are. So thank you so much for listening to this episode. I will see you on the next one. Bye. Thank you for watching. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. See you on the next one.